Welcome back, boys and girls, to another episode of K-Babe Comparisons. My name is Mr. Knowitall, Daniel John Schafer, and today I am joined once again by Mr. Wex breaking the Lawson. Wex, how we living today?
Doing pretty good. Pretty broke, but besides that, pretty excited about wrestling. Just crack me open a beer. I'm excited about this week. Last week episode, wasn't as exciting, but this one should be a lot better. I promise. It'll be lots of fun, guys.
It will be a lot better as well. Mr. Jesse Baker has decided to step down from the show. He's got a lot going on. He's got a lot on his plate. And, we just want to bring you guys the best product we possibly can. So we're going to continue to do that. I think he's still doing the thing with Wrestling Inc., still writing for them. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be on Xbox podcast in the next, week or two. So go show him some love. We appreciate that. And, but let's get into this week's show. We have AEW Dynamite, which I'm pretty excited about, going up against TNA's last ever pay-per-view. It was, I didn't actually realize this until we watched it, but it was Bound for Glory from 2016. And I'm pretty excited about today's show. There's some real, good stuff on both sides, and there's some not so great stuff on both sides. So it's a pretty solid comparison here. Wex, how you feeling about doing this Dynamite, this week in AEW, I would say? Because, probably touch a little bit on Rampage as well, right?
Yeah, definitely going to get some Rampage predictions, which, goddamn, that card got stacked immediately as Dynamite was going on, because it, didn't really have much of a card, and then it went from nothing to something very quickly. But, man, dude, this TNA pay-per-view, I don't know, I was not watching TNA that much during 2016 because I don't think anybody was. This is their official dying days, and we thought that this was going to be nothing after this. But, of course, they did that weird Global Force Wrestling transition bullshit before they got to just Impact Wrestling as they are today, which they're doing fantastic, and I love the product today. But, dude, 2016, I could tell why they were on hard times because, man, it was a little rough.
It was a little rough, but there were definitely some shining moments in the show. Yeah. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Let's get into it here, though. I think that's probably the best bet. Let's just start with TNA Bound for Glory from 2016. It opens in the Impact Zone from Florida, not to be confused with the current Impact Zone right here in Nashville, Tennessee. It's Josh Matthews.
The AEW Dark Zone now.
That's right. The old Impact Zone is now the AEW Dark Zone, which is kind of funny. Dude, so much wrestling in Orlando, I feel like. You know what I mean?
WCW Saturday Night used to be from there, too.
That's right. WCW Saturday Night. That's when they had, the spinning stage and stuff, right?
Yep.
That's crazy, man. I would love to see that back again, the spinning stage. I think that's a pretty cool thing. I feel like, especially nowadays with the way guys wrestle and, the creativity of, more athletic wrestling.
There's no telling what people could do.
Dude, if they had a spinning ring, it'd be insanity. I would love to see that. Tony, we know you're listening. Go ahead and write that down. Use the spinning ring in a spot for sure. But Joey Matthews and the Pope are running down the card and trying to hype up the card.
It's Josh Matthews, right?
Yeah, Josh. Why did I say Joey Matthews?
Joey Matthews is Joey Mercury.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah. Sorry, Joey. Didn't mean to confuse you there. But Josh Matthews, the self-proclaimed best commentator of all time, and the Pope on commentary. Honestly, I'll say that they were a pretty solid team. I thought that the commentary was pretty good. Let's get to the opening match here. It's Trevor Lee versus DJZ for the X Division Championship. Wex, what did you think about this X Division title match?
Dude, it was crazy. It was one of those crazy classic X Division matches, honestly. It was kind of reminded me of the old school TNA X Division, where they're just going a mile a minute, fucking doing crazy stuff. There were some very cool, innovative spots, but the weird move that didn't make any sense that Trevor Lee does, the standing moonsault into the German suplex. I was just talk about an unnecessary flip. People talk about unnecessary flips. That was the definition of unnecessary, but really random. But I thought the finish was kind of weak because he used the Canadian Destroyer for a setup.
Yeah.
Which I was just dude, it's the Canadian Destroyer. You don't have to do anything else. At least pin him and kick out and then do the other move. Doesn't make much sense to me. But, dude, it's kind of weird seeing the two NXT guys going at it here in 2016. But, besides the finish that kind of took a little bit out for me, I thought it was right there in the middle for me. 3 beers, a solid match.
I was a little bit higher on this one than you. I thought it was the action was pretty fast paced, and I thought Trevor was really, really good. I thought his facial expressions were great. I do think that he may have oversold a little bit too, though. I think you touched on that. I think you're right. That definitely did hurt the overall rating of the match for sure. I will say that DJZ looked more solid than I expected. It seems like he's not as good as he used to be. Like I feel like as I see him in matches on NXT, and it's like he's just not as crisp. Maybe
I think it's because he was a single star. He got more reps doing his shit. Now he's a tag. He's just working.
That's very possible. It's very possible, and also too, it's it's real ropes. It's a bigger ring. I know that has a lot to do with the timing and cadence and everything. He just looks to be. It's almost like he looks more like a rookie now than he did 5 years ago, which is a little strange. But I thought this match was really good. I thought it was a solid opener. Both dudes did a really good job, and the closing sequence I thought was pretty sick. So I went right at 3.5 beers on this one.
Okay.
So I was pretty into it. Pretty into it for sure. Let's keep it rolling. The next spot on the card really is the Galloway interview, which was great. And to me, honestly, Drew Galloway, this is the highest point of him in the business, in my opinion. The Billy Corgan promo didn't really age well, but it was what it was. What do you think about this like Drew Galloway promo and kind of this era of Drew Galloway?
It was pretty good. I like the hoodie with the hair in the face, being all brooding and menacing, but calling out Corgan. It was pretty solid. I was a fan. This was because it was right after he got injured. This is kind of a way to get him on the card, keep him involved with the story, so people don't forget about him. Yeah, it was a pretty solid promo.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought he did a great job. Let's move on to the next match here, which is the Bound for Glory 10-man Gauntlet Battle Royal. I like the idea behind this. I just don't know if the execution was done properly. But we'll let's just talk about it. I like that Jesse Godderz and Rockstar Spud kind of started off. It looks like Godderz got hurt pretty early on and just like worked really hard through the match with a leg injury. So props off to him. I mean, some of his stuff was a little stutter steppish, but you can't blame him considering he did have a legit injury. The Blade is out there too. There were some decent spots in there for Spud. I thought he was really like funny and entertaining in the match for sure. Eli Drake looked like a star for sure, but man, dude, how does this show not feel like NXT's roster right now? You know what I mean? Like almost everybody on this roster except for Godderz is either currently in NXT or has been in NXT in the past 5 years.
I was gonna say the same thing. A lot of NXT stuff in like across this whole card, but dude, this match, it's literally the classic convoluted TNA bullshit booking. Like, if you think the concept probably is a good concept, but they do not execute on their fucking ideas.
Never. They never.
Which happens like another later on this card yet again. But dude, I just thought it was really convoluted. There were some cool spots, like you said. I agree. Oh fuck! Did you even give your beer rating? I just started going.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, bro. Keep it going. I was right there in the middle on it. I was just 3 beers just because, I mean, it was okay. It served its purpose. That's where I was at with it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was a really cool, unique spot from Eli Drake where he hung on the out with his feet kind of propped up.
Yeah.
And I did enjoy the finish. And like you said, a few spots. And whatever happened to Grotto or whatever happened to that dude?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's British. I think he just.
I know he's British, but like.
I think he works back in the UK and just does his.
But like, I haven't seen him on anything. Like, all this UK shit's been going on the past few years, and I haven't seen him
on an NXT UK show, just like a one-off. I think he did something with them. Okay. I'm not sure though. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. Maybe I just saw something. Maybe it was like something they had on the WWE Network or Peacock, where it's like. What was it? It's not Evolve. It's Revive.
Like WXW or something.
Yeah.
Progress, WXW. Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, one of their fucking indie promotions out there. But because I like Grotto. I thought he was a sick wrestler. I liked his fun gimmick. But yeah, till this day, just like I said, like Tyrus in this match, his real name is George Murdoch. Why wouldn't you just wrestle as that? That's such a cool name. I'm gonna go as Tyrus. But I know the Funkasaurus, he could not choose that. Right. It wasn't his Brodus Clay, all that bullshit. But I was almost there with you on this match. It's just so convoluted. Like, I'd just take the good stuff and stick with it. I went 2.5 because it was still entertaining, yes, but the rules are just too fucking complicated.
Yeah,
and TNA just always does this bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. They're the kind of king of putting weird things in situations and also kind of featuring like B-list celebrities. But speaking of B-list celebrities, that's what we get. Borash is in the back with Robert Irvine, interviewing him, of course, about Gail Kim as they're married and yada, yada, yada. But Robert Irvine being like essentially a B-list TV chef.
Dude, he's the B-list version of Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, he's the straight up B-list Gordon Ramsay. Like, that's exactly who he is. But I thought he actually cut a pretty decent promo. I was surprised. Like, there was a suspension of disbelief for a minute there. I was like, man, he's going to like punch Mike Bennett. Like,
I mean, he's a pretty fit big guy. He has speaking of this, when we went to those TNA, well, actually the Impact tapings here in Nashville, some of the merch was stored in Robert Irvine's Fit Crunch bar boxes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? But it was just merch.
I love it. I love that, man. Big shout out to Robert Irvine, man. You're living the dream. You've been married to Gail Kim, and that's a solid thumbs up from this guy. So, the promo itself kind of turns into a Maria and Mike promo, and I think this is the peak of Maria and Mike, like as a unit, like in the wrestling business. I think like 5 years ago, 2016, when he was doing the Miracle thing, and she was like the distracting, super hot, but like also crazy heelish wife. It was so good. Like,
wasn't this like right post the Ring of Honor New Japan run?
Yes. Like,
that was like that
the
era right up into here was his best shit, and then
really
WWE
good promo on Moose.
Sucked the life out of him, dude.
Yeah, that's what happens. Really good promo on Moose. And let's just get to the match here. It's the Miracle Mike Bennett versus Moose. I thought it was kind of weird to see the high school football open for Moose. I don't know. Again, for like the third time on the show, seems cool. Probably sounded great in like a booking meeting, but wasn't executed very well and just felt real awkward. Like, I don't know. It just felt silly. It's like, dude, this guy was a New England Patriot. He's a Super Bowl champion. Like, you have a high school team out here? I don't know. That's a little, I don't know. It just doesn't, it didn't make sense.
That's all they could afford. It was the TNA budget, dude.
That TNA budget, indeed. I mean, the match, though, was pretty damn good. I thought Moose physically looks way better now than he did.
Oh, yeah. Tremendously
way more fit. But his work was still solid at this point. I feel like he was still moving pretty good. It was just his actual cosmetic look, but his bell to bell was pretty damn solid. I thought the match was really great. I really enjoyed it. The crowd was hot. Bennett is so good. It's such a shame that he never got the big push in the right company, I think. I mean, I know he's doing the pure championship thing in Ring of Honor right now, but I mean, we got to call a spade at some point. And Ring of Honor is dead, man. They're just a glorified indie at this point.
2016 Ring of Honor was the shit.
No, I agree. But I'm saying
it's
like,
crazy
right
how
now.
It goes in waves, you know?
Yeah, no, totally. Oh, totally. I totally agree. I'm not saying like, but I mean, now there's AEW, and that's a complete game changer. And I feel like Ring of Honor is dead. Like, I mean, I think it's just best for them to be kaput. But
they're the only ones not joined in the Forbidden Door, really.
I know, which sucks, right? It doesn't make any sense.
AEW tried to work with them when they first started, but Ring of Honor refused. So they're like, all right.
It's crazy. Like the Briscoes versus the Young Bucks would be great to see. FTR versus the Briscoes would be great to see.
That's printing money right there, dude. I would love to see that.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, I would love to see Mike Bennett versus Sammy Guevara, like a pure, like blend the pure and like the TNT championships, just absorb. That's what I want to see. I want to see AEW outright buy Ring of Honor, like buy all their catalogs and stuff. Because most of I mean, look, CM Punk, Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson,
yeah.
I mean, and probably Kevin
we could have a
next
Kingdom
year.
reunion.
Yeah. Oh, dude. But what I'm saying is, like, why not buy that back catalog? Just buy Ring of Honor. I mean, and honestly, like, that would be dope. Like, I mean, just get those contracts, get those guys over there. Jay Lethal on into AEW. That'd be great, man. People, that's the bad thing about Jay Lethal is that, like, he's been around for so long, but he's still in his 30s. Like, the dude is not, like, he
started in TNA when he was young as fuck.
Yeah. He was, like, 20 years old. So, like, dude, this dude still has a lot of tread on the tires.
I know, and he's amazing.
Incredible.
I love Jay Lethal.
Yeah.
I love Jay Lethal. He deserves it. I got a Jay Lethal toy on the wall right there. Can you see it? No, it's literally right out of frame. Jay
Lethal and a guy like Luchasaurus and like a little program would be sick. Or Jay Lethal and Malachi Black would be sick. Or Jay Lethal and Andrade. Like, I mean, you know,
anybody on the roster with Jay Lethal would be great.
Yeah, totally agree. Unfortunately, Jay Lethal's not in this match, but either way, I did really love Mike Bennett versus Moose. Long way around. We finally got back here, guys. I loved it. I gave it 4 3/4 beers. I was really into it. I'm a massive fan of Mike Bennett. When he's on, he's Sean. He's close to Sean level to me. Like, and this is very much like close to 97 Sean vibe, and I just very, very much enjoyed it. Where are you at on the Miracle Mike Bennett versus Moose here?
I didn't give it that quite high of a miracle rating. I went 3.5. I thought it was really solid. And like you said, Moose, like looking at him today versus like back then, like it's crazy how much like just physically better and like more, I think just more crisp in the ring. Like not necessarily as like he just like those extra little details he has like these days.
Yeah, he's polished it off for sure.
He's improved a lot because back then I was not sold on Moose. And like even in this match, like I was like, I don't know why I didn't think he was as good back then. I guess because his promo and his personality, that's kind of what picked up a lot recently.
Yeah. And also we've been kind of conditioned to think that big guys suck. Like we've kind of been conditioned to think that.
Probably because I mostly saw Moose in his Ring of Honor shit. Like I don't know, I never really watched much of his TNA run, but until modern TNA. But yeah, 3.5 beers. Moose is fucking solid worker. Solid, like you said, Mike Bennett, like top of his game right here. He's in the best shape of his life at this point too. So, yeah, 3.5 for me. And there was a very botched cutter counter that just looked like shit to me that really pissed me off.
Yeah, I did notice that, and that kind of sucked. But it was what it was. I mean, still 4 3/4. I felt like was pretty accurate. But yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
I understand the Shawn comparison. Why you might give it a little bit higher rating than me, even though I got that sick ass Shawn Michaels profile picture.
Yeah, you do. You have that. We both have that sexy boy hat though. We're gonna have to pose for that. Maybe we have to get the gloves too. I'm gonna try to order those Shawn gloves. See if I can find them. But by the way, if you have access to the Shawn Michaels gloves that came with that hat, I will pay top dollar for them. You can always find me at Daniel Daybreak. Moving on. Speaking of guys that looked better now and just more crisp in the ring, we're going to look at the reverse of that right here. Jeremy Borash is interviewing Aaron Rex, and it's not good at all. Just not a good promo. Ms. Dow is pretty much the only good thing that guy did. And let's go with the match here. It's Eddie Edwards, still as part of the Wolves, versus Aaron Rex. My God, dude. Okay, listen. Now this is the perfect example of a really good idea. Like this could have been amazing.
Horrible fucking execution.
Horrible choice of Eddie Edwards. Okay. This is the one thing I want to say too. Like
booking the way they booked it. Also, everything about it.
Okay, but Eddie Edwards here. How rough have the last 5 years? It's only been 5 years. Look at Eddie Edwards only 5 years ago until now. What happened, dude? What happened? Like you
gave up. He said,
dude,
"Fuck it."
You look like an actual star pro wrestler here. And honestly, what the good parts of this match you carried straight up, bro. Like you did this. You were really good in this match. Like it was only 5 years ago, bro. Like get back in the gym, figure it out, bro. Figure it out, because come on, man. Like now that I know that, it's only been 5 years. I know you can still do all this. But you got to step it up, bro. You got to step it up, man. Dude, this match, look, Mizdow just sucks. He just couldn't hang, and it did feel like he was trying to direct the match. It seemed like I could see him talking a lot, like in rest holds, talking to Eddie Edwards a lot, and I don't think that should have been the case. And I feel like towards the end of the match, it got better, but it looked like Eddie Edwards was kind of calling more things on the fly, and it was just significantly better. Again, a good concept, but it fell flat. I gave it 2.5 beers, so not quite halfway. Little underwhelming. But again, I thought the idea was top notch. Where are you at on it?
I was really not a fan. Like, dude, this is like I said, the concept and everything. It was a good concept, but they just did not execute it right. Not only I know you said Eddie Edwards, like talking on him looking better, but I think the choice of opponents here for this style of match, Eddie Edwards versus fucking Mizdow, Aaron Rex, they're not known for like a shoot style type of wrestling. Yeah. So for one, the opponents were shitty. The way they booked it, why did it need to go all the way to the third round? It was unnecessary. If they didn't need to book it like that to go all the way for the 3 rounds.
So I did some research about that, and it was actually supposed to be Kurt Angle versus Eddie Edwards, but Kurt was on one of his rehabilitation sabbaticals at that point for boozing and driving. That was back in that time. So
okay. So I bet you if Kurt Angle would have been there, it would have been executed way better because Kurt Angle could work that style of match a lot better. Yeah. But obviously, we can see why this title and this thing didn't last too long because they didn't know how to fucking do it right. And you have to have the right opponents. I guess it's similar to like the pure championship in Ring of Honor.
Yes.
But they don't have.
It was a Billy Corgan idea, and then when the deal didn't happen, they just pulled the plug on the idea, and he moved to NWA and kind of made most of his his TV title matches are kind of like that. Like they can be broken down by because it's only a 10-minute, so like they have judges watch and like they award a winner other way around.
Yeah. So yeah,
it makes sense.
It makes sense, but they did not execute it right. That's why it's still not around. They don't have enough like shoot style like. That style of wrestlers, and obviously some of them just can't do that style. And if you can't execute it right, just don't do it at all. Just do something else. And it was obvious why this title is still not around today because it just didn't fucking work.
It did not work.
1.5 beers because they tried. They really fucking did, but god damn, it sucked. Like I just was. I wasn't pissed
I didn't think
off.
It was terrible.
I was mildly irritated that I was still staring at the screen while it was happening.
It was very long for sure. It was very long for sure. The next segment here is Gail Kim getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, which is still weird to me that there's a TNA Hall of Fame. I don't know. It's just strange.
I guess it makes sense. Impact Hall of Fame.
Do they even still do it for Impact?
Yeah, they just don't you. Well, never mind. You didn't go. The last set of TNA. Never mind. Impact. Just the last set of Impact Wrestling tapings that I went to in Nashville. They inducted Awesome Kong into.
Oh, okay, cool. Very cool. Was she there?
Yeah, she was there.
Nice.
I think that's who they inducted, right? Pretty sure she was there. Yeah, that's who it was.
That's awesome. That's a good spot. I like that. Either way, Gail Kim, very deserving.
And Gail Kim inducted her, so.
It was a little lengthy, but that's okay. I mean, it's a Hall of Fame thing. And Hemi's speech, I thought was actually really good. I like Christy Hemme as a person.
Oh, she was there too. Christy Hemme was there for Awesome Kong.
She seems just like a genuine person, like outside, like. It's almost like she's the one that got in and out of the wrestling business without being completely jaded by the wrestling business.
I heard she's a ring rat, if you know what I'm saying. I'm just kidding. I didn't hear that.
I don't think that's true at all.
That's not my buddy Lonnie told me, but hell.
Oh, Lonnie. All right. Well, we know you can't trust old Lonnie. Let's move on here. It's Decay versus the Broken Hardys. I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one, man. Go ahead and spit it out. What you think about this one?
Okay. I was going into this match thinking like, oh, dude, this is going to be sick. We get the Broken Hardys. And like, I don't really like the Decay. I don't really like the Decay. And as we know, Broken Steve is over like a motherfucker these days. Not Broken Steve, Crazy Steve. What the fuck am I talking about? Broken Steve. God damn it. I'm really fucking up on that one there. But the Crazy Steve, he's over as fuck these days, which I don't see how. This match was not good. I'm just going to be blunt with you. This match was not good. Mm-hmm. It had all this like either like I don't know if it was a pre-tape or just all this outside the arena shit.
Oh, it was definitely
that
pre-tape.
Was just fucking horrible. Like Jeff Hardy like turned into this like redneck character.
Redneck raver.
But he was like, yeah, boy, mama. He was talking like he was dressed like a raver, but talking like some like retarded redneck. Like he's like, like. It was just, dude, I was just like, did this really happen? Like, I remember the fucking final deletion, like all that shit. That was really cool. Like, it had some funny stuff, but it was funny, but this was not funny. Mm-hmm. Matt Hardy was just like, delete, like, punching.
Ran into the ground, dude.
Just beating the Abyss's shoulder, just like, delete, just punching him in the shoulder a bunch. Like, this was fucking embarrassing. Like, this sucked. Like, this gave a big old dud for me. I expected better. This was garbage. If there's a match you shouldn't watch this week, it's this one. Don't watch it. Please, save your time. Save your energy. It's garbage.
Yeah, I mean, if you take the word milk out of my favorite movie theater candy, then you have my description of this match, and it's a dud.
Exactly. Trash.
Yeah, not good at all.
Like I said, Jeff Hardy morphed into a redneck raver, and then he like started playing with pumpkins. It just and then he had on goggles and they hit him with the mist, but he still sold it. But he had on fucking goggles. That's supposed to block the mist. Yeah, and I thought like, oh, it's going to block the mist, but no, he sold it. It was just trash all the way around. Like landfill garbage.
Not good at all. Not good at all. Dud from both of us. Let's keep it rolling here. It's Gail Kim versus Maria Kanellis for the TNA Knockouts Championship. The whole delayed cheap heat open with Maria being like, sorry, guys, I can't wrestle. That whole thing is so tired and so played out. And I don't know why it's like always used in women's angles now. It's like, oh, like women's wrestlers, like that's what they do for cheap heat. And it's just not, I mean, that's on the booking. That's not on the talent, but still, like, that's just, it's bad. And Gail Kim is great, though. And the crowd was super, super hot for her. I mean, Maria sucks in the ring. She always have, but I do really like her character. And the match was short. And it did serve its like feel good moment purpose with Gail Kim getting the win. And then Cody kind of debuting there after the match was a big bonus too. And the crowd erupted. I'm going to find a way to, at some point before the end of the year, cover that Mike Bennett and Cody match, because Cody was on fire at this point. He had just kind of gone to the Indies. I thought that part was good, so I actually gave it 3.5 beers because I think they saved the bad match with a good post match, in my opinion. Yeah, right. You gonna make it? What'd you think, Wex?
Man, I don't know if I can make it.
Don't like that one. Are you choking on that opinion right now?
The match itself was not good. Like let's don't front. Let's don't bullshit.
No,
the match itself was trash. Maria has just always been trash in the ring, to be honest.
Yeah, of course.
Gail Kim is the only reason that gave this any resemblance of a wrestling match, to be honest.
Agreed. Yeah.
But like you said, the post-match, that was a cool little angle. Really the first time we heard the shitty butt rock song from Downstate called, I don't think, Kingdom or something.
Dude,
but yeah.
They are like your biggest fan too, bro. They're like all over you on Twitter. I love it. It's hilarious.
I'm like, I didn't realize they do all the shitty theme songs. Dolph Ziggler, The Miz, like the new Matt Cardona one. Like they have all the butt rock hits. They did Alex Riley's theme, which was weird, not necessarily butt rock, but it was like butt rocky screamo, which is like offensive to me because I like screamo, but that's not. I don't know. And that's what their Seth Rollins. There's actually a version. They do the Seth Rollins theme song, but there's a version with lyrics, and it's fucking trash.
Oh no, I can't have that.
Like, just give me "Burn It Down" and shut up.
And
then it's a good song. I'll give it to you guys. Downstate, give me "Burn It Down" and shut up and don't sing. But first time we got to hear that song like on TV, or it's like the debut of that, basically, after the Indies, and it was a good moment. I was like, okay, it was a cool little thing. So I gave it 2 beers just basically for the post match angle.
I have to make a quick disclaimer here. I have no beef with Downstate. They're good dudes. I never personally worked with them, but I have a lot of friends that are good friends with those guys. So I have no issue with Downstate. I do think they have some decent songs. I never said I had an
issue with them. That's just my musical opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. So, it's not for everybody.
It's not a fact. It's just that's what I think.
I love it. You're proud. You're obnoxious. You're Wex breaking the Lawson. Let's keep it rolling here. The TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Man, WWE just kind of straight ruined both of these guys. Not so much Lashley. I mean, I guess he's kind of one of their brighter spots in the past year or so.
He's back on the up. We got the Hurt Business back.
Yeah, finally. Yeah, it was a big mistake to take him away anyway. And I mean, what have you actually been doing with Cedric and Shelton otherwise? Like
nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Yeah, which is stupid because both those dudes are insanely good in the ring, and that's a tag team that you can run with for as long as Shelton can still wrestle. I mean, either way, the match here, EC3, they totally fumbled on. I mean, they just totally fumbled the ball on that dude because he's definitely a good wrestler. And this match kind of showed it. I mean, I normally don't like kind of the big guy meat slapping style, but these dudes were really, really good at it against each other. It was smooth and it was stiff too, which I liked. But it wasn't like, it's not stiff in like a green way, like stiff in a good, well wrestled way. There were a couple stutter steps in there for sure, and they did seem to get pretty gassed kind of closer to the finish but they're big dudes. I mean, the crowd was there for it though. The match was really good. It was definitely not a Matt classic, but it was still pretty good. The finish could have been executed a little bit better. I feel like it was a little rushed. Maybe AC3 could have slowly got up a little bit more, built a little more anticipation. It just felt like they went right into it. Still, I gave it 4 solid beers. I enjoyed it. Where are you at on this one?
I'm almost with you. I'm 3.75 beers. And like I said, dude, just like you said, my first note is big meaty men slapping because that's what it was. And by the way, Big E basically tried to get a shirt made, big meaty men slapping meat, and WWE said, nah, we're not going to make that. But I'm like, dude, I would wear a big meaty men slapping meat shirt. Why the fuck not? But dude, Lashley was dominating, no pun intended, for like most of the match. Yeah. But that made EC3's comeback even better. Like the way that, like you said, it was solid fucking storytelling, solid wrestling, few slow clunky stutter steps they made up for it. Yeah, like there's like I said, a few awkward things, but Josh Matthews pissed me the fuck off. He did this a few times. Anytime someone did like a variation of a suplex, he didn't know what it was. He just said, "Oh, and what a throw! What a throw!" I was like, "It's a fucking exploder. Call it an exploder. What a throw!" Like, shut the fuck up, best commentator, my ass. Yeah. But dude, one thing that really got me though in this match, they both wore. You know how we hate opponents wearing similar gear. I know he had on white stuff, but white on white together, like I hate when they like people wear the same. Like the crowd got sort of dead there towards the end, but and like Josh Matthews like, oh, they're taking the life out. Like I just don't think they were sort of into it. But then EC3 picked back up a bit. But dude, that TKO on the stairs, that was trash.
No, yeah, it was bad.
That was one of the worst stair spots I've ever seen. I was just like. It looked like Lashley like fucking hurt his leg the way he landed on it. Honestly, I was like, God damn, that looked fucked up on his knee. But he seemed to be all right. But EC3 was gassed up 9,000 right here. When he got close to him, you could see his back knee like.
Yeah,
like
he's raging. Yeah, he was Brian Cage level at that point.
Oh, he was at the gas station with Dub Morrissey, like chugging it hard. But
Oh, big gas.
3.75 beers. It was like, dude. They beat the hell out of each other. There was some nice spots. It was, like you said, big, meaty men slapping that meat.
Big, meaty men slapping that meat. That is indeed what happened. What was your overall rating for the show? What was your overall beer rating? If you just like off the top of your head, what are you thinking at?
Off the top, it's probably about a 3.5er overall for me.
Yeah, I'd say it was a little above average. I think the show overall was not a bad show.
Like if I paid for it, I wouldn't be pissed off.
Right. Yeah. That's where I'm at with it. Like I wasn't overwhelmed with it. I wasn't going home being like, man, that was awesome. But I also didn't feel like I at least got my money's worth. Which
exactly. It wasn't like, I went to Monday Night Raw and left early, but I didn't pay for the ticket, so it didn't really matter. But if I paid for them, I probably would have been a little upset because 3 hours.
For all that,
even if it's good wrestling, like that's only reserved for like once every few months for pay-per-views, not
3 hours for football. Okay, and you ain't football, all right, Vince. You ain't football.
And football's different. It's a longer, drawn out. It's not wrestling, baby.
Contest. Yeah, no, I agree. Well, let's get into it, man. We're going to talk about AEW Dynamite from this past week, and we're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming Rampage. But last week's Rampage was relatively decent. I really thoroughly enjoyed the Bryan Danielson and Nick Jackson match. I thought that was good.
That was probably the best thing on the whole entire show, to be honest.
Yeah, the show itself was was a little meh on that Rampage. Not so great, but that match itself was really good. So I just wanted to touch on that real quick. Let's hop right in here to Dynamite, though. I did think we got the opening package, and especially for how long this opening match was, no entrances for the big.
Well, they did actually. They posted on Instagram, Twitter, and most all social medias. If you wanted to watch the entrances, you had to tune in on something, either YouTube or something, or channel earlier to see all the entrances, because they had so many people. They knew it would take forever. So they actually did, and the live crowd did see full entrances.
That's fair. Just wish they could have made it happen on the actual broadcast. But I get it. They had a lot going on. They wanted to save time probably for the main event as well. Because, I mean, this one got at least 20 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
Really. The opening match is Jurassic Express with Christian and Bryan Danielson versus the Super Elite, which is Kenny Omega, Adam Cole, and the Young Bucks. I mean, it's crazy. It's tons and tons of bodies in the ring. It's definitely not a classic wrestling match or classic wrestling psychology at all, but it was super fun. The crowd was super, super hot for it, for sure. When they had the worked injury spot with Christian on the floor, that really took me out of it. I felt like it didn't really need to have it. It felt really cheesy. The kiss spot really popped me with the Young Bucks just running the ropes just to do the kiss spot. I thought it was really well done. I thought the match was great. It's an attraction match for sure with cool spots. So you can't go too high because the emotional aspect isn't really there. But it's a spectacle, and it was good for what it was. And so I gave it 3 3.75 beers. So almost 4 beers for pretty much a spot fest. That's a pretty solid rating. Where are you at on this opening multi-man match?
Actually, you actually rated this a little bit higher than me, and these are like some of my favorite wrestlers in this match. Wow. But I only went 3.5 just because, like you said, dude, anything beyond a 6-man tag is going to be fucking chaos. It's just that it is what it is. Like, you know, it's not going to be. Yeah. And that's why people say everybody's in the ring at the same time. Well, dude, you can't. These types of matches, it'd be fucking lame if everybody just stood out there like, oh, I can't jump in the ring because of the referee. That's it's gang warfare. It's wild bullshit. It is what it is, and it was fun. I popped it like, dude. Adam Cole sells so great. One move where Nick Jackson was standing on the apron and Jungle Boy came over for the Hurricane Rana. It was a near botch, but both of them are so good they made it work. And then it looked like it was going to be a botch. It looked like Jungle Boy was going to fuck up, but both of them are so fucking good that they just went with it anyways, and it worked. Just like, oh, fuck. But that shows the talent of those two dudes right there. Like, Nick Jackson and Jungle Boy are probably two of the most athletic dudes in the entire company.
No, I totally agree. I mean, it was very well done, for sure.
But it was like, it was fucking chaos, madness, so it is what it is. And JR, like, I don't know what the fuck. He was talking about some shit at the beginning of the match. I was like, what the fuck is JR talking about? And I was just
he was out there, bro.
He picked it up as the night went on, because this is not a JR type of match. I understand.
No, totally.
Jim Ross was probably more of the semi-main type of guy, but
yeah, for sure. And we'll get to that. But the next thing on the card here is a Moxley promo, which was pretty bad, no surprise. And then
Trash.
CM Punk comes out with a great promo. And I'm glad he stepped up his shoe game. I'm glad he's listening to the show, as most of AEW people normally are these days. We appreciate the listens. Loved the Jordans, and I loved giving them to the kid in the crowd dressed like Orange Cassidy. I thought that was a nice little touch, nice baby face moment for CM Punk there.
Goddamn white meat baby face.
Yeah, loving it.
Good guy.
The Love Fest. He said he's going to continue the Love Fest. The best guy. Yeah. The Cody and Arn little segment vignette was really good.
Dude, I love that. I'm excited to see where segment, dude.
Honestly, Arn Anderson might save him as a babyface. Like, it might, if they do this right, he can stay a babyface.
Arn Anderson is more over than Cody at this point. Arn Anderson, dude, after that Glock promo, Arn Anderson is over like Rover. Have you seen the Arn t-shirts where the R's the Glock? You can get them on Pro Wrestling Tees or on adfreeshows.com.
Yep, it's great. I like that a lot. Sick. I saw the Glock and Brock Anderson mock-up thing meme that somebody made. That looks really cool. I'm into it.
I saw a funny meme. It was It said the four pillars of pro wrestling, and I had like Brian Pillman holding the gun. Then it had someone edited the gun in Arn Anderson's hand, and then it had a couple. I forgot the other two people that had. Oh, it had like Stan Hansen, I think, maybe with a gun. I don't know, but everybody had maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Fucking somebody, goddamn it. Nice. Some fucking
great story,
80s, some fucking 80s wrestler with a fucking long hair or something. But
yeah, well, either way, I'm excited to see where the whole Cody and Arn thing goes. I think that they're doing a really good job with that for sure.
Yeah, me too.
The next match on the card here is Sammy Guevara versus Bobby Fish. I really like that they're pushing the Forbidden Door thing and giving like rub to the other companies. Like mentioning MLW in the process was really good. And we'll touch a little bit more on MLW later on in the show. But Bobby Fish was really damn good in the early 2000s. And when he's healthy, man, he's still great. But that dude for a long time was just kind of made of glass. I mean, in NXT, he had a pretty rough run. I mean, it was like a 4 or 5 year run, and he was injured at least half of that time. I mean, when he wasn't, he was good, but he wasn't as good as he had been in Ring of Honor prior. This match, however, was really good. He looked like the Bobby Fish of old. Dude seemed completely on top of his game. This is probably the best Bobby Fish match I've seen in years. I thought the finish was great. I thought it was really good. I gave it 4.5 beers. I loved this match a lot. I thought it was really good. Probably my match of the night. No, it's not my match of the night. It's not my match of the night, but we'll get to that for sure. What did you think about this one? This Bobby Fish versus Sammy Guevara match?
Dude, I thought it was really good. It's like you just like you said, probably one of the best Bobby Fish matches I've seen in a long time. I could tell at the beginning that there was a few little like stutter steps, but once they like the match kind of got going and they picked up, like, dude, this was, like you said, one of the best matches of the night. Dude, some hard ass hits, dude, like some really sick like reversals and counters from both of them, Sammy Guevara and Bobby Fish. And how clean that he hit the go to hell. It was like you said, it was just perfect. Like,
yeah,
probably one of the cleanest. I don't know, how do I say it? The cleanest times I've seen him hit that finish on somebody. It was just perfect. And they actually, a few times, they almost had me thinking Bobby Fish may win it. So they did good enough job to just suspend my disbelief for just enough, just for like a few seconds where I was like, not like asshole clinching, but like asshole maybe starting to flex a bit.
Yeah.
So they did a good enough job there. I enjoyed the match. I went 3.75 beers, not quite a 4, but dude. Stick the Spanish Fly, I love that shit.
Yeah, it was good. It was good stuff. The post match was great too. I mean, glad the Inner Circle finally got back into it. We've been, again, obviously Tony Khan's been listening to the show. We're like, yo, either put them together or break them up or whatever, but you can't have this wishy-washy faction thing. So glad they got back into it. I think Dan Lambert is a fantastic heel. Like, damn, dude, so much heat. Like, pretty much the entire promo, they just booed the shit out of that guy, and I think that's awesome. I felt like this whole segment felt very Attitude Era vibe. Like, it felt like the crowd was super hot, just wouldn't let
good
guys talk.
Attitude Era vibes.
Yes. The energy level is what I mean. The energy level was Attitude Era energy level, and that's it was awesome, man. What did you think about that Inner Circle segment, the promo with Dan Lambert, the introduction of Junior Dos Santos? There's pretty soon.
Yes, I was pretty excited about it. Like you said, dude, the crowd was so hyped for it, and I love how he's just talking to everybody. He's like, "Fuck you, shut the fuck up," all the chants and stuff, and people were singing Judas, and he, lays down the challenge, and Jericho's like, "I couldn't hear anything you said." Because these fucking crowd are just goddamn animals out here. I wish I could have been there just to like experience the energy. Like when I went to an AEW show, I went to the Nashville one and I went to a Huntsville one, and the energy wasn't like it is now in wrestling. So I can't wait for an AEW show to come to Nashville or come somewhere close, because I went to Raw this past Monday. Yeah. And I'm sure you people, if you watch wrestling, I know if you watch AEW, you probably watch WWE too. We all do, or at least you check the highlights out. Raw was not probably the strongest Raw. It was a draft episode, which kind of got hyped, but like I was there. It wasn't that not good. Great. Nothing special. I mean, Jeff Hardy was the highlight of the night.
Yeah.
We had to see Goldberg. Yeah, I mean, dude, seeing Jeff Hardy wrestle live anytime is going to be fucking, dude. No, Jeff Hardy's over like Rover in Nashville, Tennessee. We love Jeff Hardy here.
Of course. Naturally, as you should. I love Jeff Hardy personally.
Yeah, let's keep it fucking going to the
Let's keep it going. We got Max Caster with a decent promo. Not his best, but then we got a Darby segment that was very good. It was very it was built very like Mankind Jim Ross kind of vibe.
Dude, I have that in my fucking notes. I was like, dude, this is classic JR Mankind, like the dark brooding. Yeah, dude, it's fucking sick.
It is weird because I feel like, this is a Dynamite. It's not a pay-per-view, so there's like a lot of segments on this show that aren't necessarily matches. But it was like all of the segments were top-notch, I feel like.
Dude, it kept the story going. It built storylines. It kept so many different angles.
Yeah. They did a really good job with it. And then we get the match here. It's Darby Allin versus Nick Camarada. I think it's a waste of this guy. I think he shouldn't be on TV until you have a spot to like push him in. Because I think that he's a monster. And he looked he looked green. He obviously is green, but like, I don't think he's one of the guys that feed somebody else to him.
Aaron Solo could have been this guy.
Yeah. It literally could have been anybody. You could have even brought in somebody from, a Forbidden Door thing, bringing in an NWA guy or another MLW guy or whatever.
But I understand. You don't want to bring in someone that's like a big name and he's still green.
No, totally.
And he seems like a big guy.
I just mean like a random guy. Like, I mean.
I guess it's just I think it's a size thing. It makes Darby look more like formidable if he can take out the big guy.
And you also got so this was kind of booked as like a reverse squash, which kind of worked for Darby, and the crowd ate it up because it's like, Nick Camarada essentially beats the crap out of him, and then he sneaks in this coffin drop and he wins. So you still have this, like, everybody's happy, Darby wins, but, you still have the sympathy for him. He still feels like the underdog, even though he's the champ. And so that's well done. I just don't know if Nick Camarada was the right guy to put in there. Sting got to beat up QT, and the crowd loved that, and so did I. I'm okay with that. So I put it dead center right in there in the middle at 3 beers.
That's exactly my rating, and you pretty much you covered everything. Flipping off Nick at ringside was pretty cool. He had fans just like, fuck you, Nick Camarado, because Darby's over like goddamn Rover, as I said. And god damn. That was a choke. Sorry. A
hard choke there. Nice.
I've been doing a little partaking, so had a little cough choke there. But this was like a nice, short and sweet. Even though most of the match took place during the picture-in-picture, which if you actually watch AEW, people have won matches during picture-in-picture. So you should definitely pay attention to it. And some badass shit happens during picture-in-picture.
No,
if
totally.
You can't see,
I agree.
I'm sorry if you're blind or you can't see small things. Zoom in, get closer to your fucking TV, and watch some magic happen, because as soon as it popped back on is when he saw how he built up to that coffin drop, which was a nice little win. I went right there, right in the middle. It was a solid TV match to build Darby.
Yeah, I agree. There was a Dark Order segment here, which was entertaining, but I feel like it could have been done on like a Dark or an Elevation. Didn't really have to be on Dynamite, even on a Rampage. I just didn't feel like it had to be there. But yeah, then Dante kind of calls out anybody. And that cues Malachi Black just to kind of squash him a little bit. And I think that this is smart booking, just because of what happens later on in the show.
Yes,
I think it was really well written, and we'll talk about why that placement is good there. And it didn't take up much time. Malachi looked great, put a lot of sympathy on Dante, maybe put some questions on Dante, which is great. Ricky Starks also had a promo, and Philly was so hype on him. It treated him like a baby face. And it was pretty good. Ricky's getting better and better every week. I was the one out of the 3 of us, now 2 of us, that wasn't really sold on Ricky Starks, but he's starting to sell me for sure. Let's get to the match here, though. It's Hirakushita versus Serena Deeb. And, dude, I thought the match was super technically sound. It was great athletic showcase, no doubt. I loved that they showed the award before the match and had a ton of people convinced, including myself, that Shida was going to win. But really pushed Deeb as a heel and give some actual emotional weight to a feud, which is, again, what we were talking about earlier. Some of these matches had great wrestling, but not enough emotion. The emotion was definitely there in this one in a really good professional wrestling way. And the match itself was really damn good, too. I've been really critical of Shida because, to me, there's no reason to care about. Were very emotionally driven or storyline driven at all. So, I think that they're finally turning the corner with that. I mean, especially with Britt Baker being the champ. I think the women's division also getting the TBS title. They are investing more in it. And these women showed how the wrestling should be done. I thought it was really, really good. 4.5 beers. Really liked it. What do you think about this, Wex?
Dude, I went almost just as high as you. I went 4.25 beers, 4.25. But, dude, this was my match of the night.
Yep, me too.
Like, dude, fantastic. Like you said, everything about this match, technically sound, like the storytelling, like the work, everything about this match was great. And like, dude, and it was so great. Like every time I kept seeing it, they kept showing the trophy, and I was like, so she's not gonna win, right? And then like she kept coming back, and I was like, all right, well, she's gonna fucking win. And the crowd was like on her side, and I was like, dude, I think Sheeta's gonna actually win it. And then Deeb just healed it up and fucked her knee up and locked in the submission. And like, then she busted her in the head with the trophy. Like, I was so like, good. Dude, this is so fucking good. Like,
yeah, so good. So good,
like,
man. And to be totally honest,
everything about
if Sheeta had won, this probably would have been like a 1 or 2 beer for me. Not because the work would have been bad, because the work was great.
So predetermined.
Yes,
like,
yes.
You knew, the way they played it, I was like, it's so good because
very good.
Probably one of the best. Like everything that I know, I just keep saying like, but goddamn it. And when it comes to wrestling, the one things you want to see in a match, athleticism, everything's executed perfectly, but you want that emotion, you want that storyline.
Yeah.
Everything about it, they just fucking sold me.
Yeah.
Hook, line, sinker, brought me in, and I was like, dude, this is the shit. So now I regret not buying that Sheeta toy the other day, and I picked up MJF instead.
Oh no, that's a much better win. MJF is phenomenal.
Okay.
The
All right.
future
Well,
of the
next
business.
time I go, I need to get the Sheeta toy if they have it, because she really.
And
is Serena Deeb gonna have a toy? Because I'll fucking add her to my collection if she has a toy too.
Absolutely, she's definitely.
I'm a figure mark over here, guys.
Doing the best.
You can kind of see some shit in the background. There's a couple AEWs over, but
yeah, I know that they're doing. They're gonna start to do some more DVDs, like how WWF did those DVDs on like individual wrestlers and stuff. They're gonna start doing more of that. And I hope Deeb gets one, because she's got a great story, man. I mean, she had a decent career in the early 2000s, and then kind of went away and had resided herself to just being a coach, and then worked for NXT during she was the coach for the Charlottes, the Beckys, the Baileys. She was the coach for the Women's Revolution. And so I'm sure in her mind, she thought that her in-ring days were kind of behind her. Then she goes to AEW, and I would say she's more over now than she's ever been before.
Dude,
she looks better now. She's wrestling better now. Everything that she's doing right now is the best thing in her career.
Exactly. And the thing is, you don't really see women in wrestling wrestle at the age she does. You know how they are in wrestling.
Especially that well,
too
too.
old.
Yeah.
But then you got guys who have some of their best matches in their 40s.
Absolutely.
So why can't a woman do the same thing?
100%.
And she's proven that she can fucking still go like a motherfucker.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I think she's great. I think the sky's the limit for her too, and I don't think she's even close to done. I think she's still got a couple of years left. So let's keep it rolling here. Alex Marvez interviews Darby Allin, and then the Pinnacle comes out in all masks so they can deny it for sure, which is so good, and beat up Allin. Very old school Horseman style. I absolutely loved it. This is why I think you made the right choice getting that toy. MJF is just absolutely killing it. And then we get a rundown from the commentary team on the Rampage card that is upcoming. We'll talk about our predictions for that for tonight's Rampage. Oh, I do like that. Wex is showing me his unrivaled MJF there, and of course he's got a microphone, which that's what he should have. Does he have a Burberry scarf as well? Does that come with the toy or no?
Oh,
no scarf.
No scarf.
That's crazy. Come on, unrivaled.
On the back, no scarf. So
yeah, well, come on now. You got to put a scarf with MJF. You know better than that. I expect more out of the toys, but
his other one comes with a scarf.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay, well, yeah. Then we got a Leo Rush promo on Dante Martin, which could be cool. Again, a good reason why they use that Dante Martin Malachi Black situation. I'm interested to see when Darius is going to be cleared, because I do think Top Flight and them as a tag team is actually the best way for them to both to grow. Because I think they're both star worthy. And honestly, when I saw Top Flight, I thought that Darius was the better wrestler. I thought that he was the better guy. So, I mean, obviously Dante is the one that's not hurt, and he's wrestling and he's getting some shine because of it. But I hope it doesn't hurt Darius's, push or whatever too, because I honestly think Darius is probably right now at least better at bell to bell than Dante is.
He's the older brother, so it makes sense.
And the whole Leo Rush promo was great, and it could be really cool as long as he doesn't retire for the 5th time. I like Leo Rush, but at this point, man, you got to walk the walk, dude. I'm so tired of hearing you
Tony
talk about
Khan's
retiring.
the one who brought him back.
I get that. And listen, dude, you're a great wrestler and you are a really good talker. I hope that you wrestle for years and years to come. But dude, it's right now, Leo Rush isn't over with me because I'm so tired of the retirement talk. It's happened so many times, and it's just ridiculous.
So
I don't know.
What I think, he signed with AEW because he doesn't have to. He works once a week if he's actually going to be on Dynamite. Maybe have to work some darks, possibly. They only do 4 pay-per-views a year, and he can wrestle for AEW and still do all the other bullshit that he wants to do, outside, his music stuff. Yeah. And AEW's cool with that. And he couldn't do that with the
Anybody
other
else.
Company.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I get that. It is what it is. Moving on here, Britt Baker had a promo on the TBS title, which I thought was hilarious. I thought that was really good. Now let's get to the main event here. It's the casino ladder match instead of a casino battle royale, but they're using the best parts of a battle royal, which are the surprise entrance or how they're even going to come out. That's we just talked about how battle royal or big man matches kind of suck. The only reason why the Royal Rumble ever got over is because there's a surprise every minute. No one cares. No one's ever been the wrestling in a Royal Rumble this year was so good. It just doesn't happen. Battle royals suck. But we all love the surprise.
And clotheslines.
Yeah. But we all love the surprise, and the finishers are cool, and that's why Royal Rumbles can be a lot of fun. I mean, I do have some of my fondest, at least WWF/WWE memories from Royal Rumble shows. So I like that idea of randomizing kind of the entrance And I think that they did, dude. Orange Cassidy and Pac start this thing off, so that should tell you something right there. Like, I mean, the segment, like their segment was great, and the timing of every entrant, it was like the guys in the ring just mapped this out perfectly. It's like all the spot happens until they're both down for literally every single entrant in this match, and it was done pristinely. So this is a new concept with like doing a battle royal entrant and a ladder match. And so just kind of we were talking about the Impact show or the TNA, the last ever TNA show really, where they had this great idea with that like grand champion match, but it just executed really poorly. This is a great idea too, and was executed perfectly. I thought this match was executed really well. It wasn't the best ladder match I've ever seen, but it was really, really good and really unique. So that alone gives it a major rating. The Adam Page pop was absolutely massive. They've all pretty much put him over when he came in the ring too, which I thought was really selfless of everybody else in the match. I thought they all did a really good job of putting Adam Page in one night really quick, right back where he was on top. I think they did a really, really good job of that. I mean, yeah, man. Again, I've seen better ladder matches, but this is pretty damn good. I gave it 5 solid beers. What do you think about it?
Dude, it was, like I said, not like I said, what the fuck am I talking about? But dude, this match was really insane. That sunset flip powerbomb from Andrade off the top, that was fucked.
Sick,
and dude, the pop from Hangman Adam Page coming back as the Joker. Like, people were like, oh, it's going to be Buddy Matthews, formerly Buddy Murphy. But dude, when Hangman Adam Page came out, I popped. I was like, fuck yeah, Hangman! Like, just yelling at my TV by myself in my room.
Yeah.
And perfect booking, like, dude, him winning it, like, everything was perfect about it. And they made me think that Moxley was going to win it for a second.
Yeah.
They did everything.
And I love that people are starting to boo him. That makes me happy.
Yeah, dude, Moxley fucking sucks. But, dude, everything from that, like, if they can suspend my disbelief and make me think that Moxley's going to win for just a second and still pull off the Hangman, like, dude, perfect booking. Like, just like you said, it wasn't the best ladder match ever because, you know, that happened back in 2001 or something like that. But
yeah.
It's still pretty solid. And just like you said, the entrance, just like a Royal Rumble where a person comes out each minute, and the way they did the entrance, it's like once one person will come out and get knocked out, it's like this guy's feuding with.
They just timed it so well. Yeah.
It worked out
really,
great. So it, like,
really
made
perfectly
it,
booked.
It's like one of the only times like people coming out randomly sort of made sense.
Yeah.
Like everything worked great. And like, dude, that dead eye through the table off the top.
Sick.
Jesus Christ.
Scary.
Dude. Oh my God. I was like, dude, please don't be hurt, Hangman. Please don't be hurt. Because, dude, when Hangman if you thought the pop when he came out was good, when he beats Kenny Omega for that title, when it inevitably is gonna happen, we know he's gonna do it. But when it happens, dude, the roof is gonna fucking explode if it's at a place with a roof, dude. This dude, very fucking sick. Like, I can't wait for that. Like, the match itself, I gave 4 beers.
Mm-hmm.
It's my second best match of the night. I didn't go all the way 5, but like, just the excitement of the prospect of Kenny Omega versus Hangman Adam Page in the future, that's more exciting than the match itself.
Agreed.
Like,
but the match itself was still good.
No, the match, like, everything about it, it's just like, great match, great, like, dude, fantastic. AEW put on one of the best Dynamites in a while, which was crazy that it only barely broke 1 million views, and last couple weeks did better. I think this is one of the better Dynamites in a while. This was fantastic.
Yeah, for sure.
I loved it.
Like, for sure. I thought it was great. Are you watching the new show, by the way? Are you watching like the Road to the Top or whatever?
No, I started playing PGA 2K online afterwards.
I got you. They they did like the Hangman Page promo like during the first commercial break of that show or whatever.
Oh, so just like Sammy Guevara. So now that's what's going to hook people in to watch the first part to get the promo from the wrestler. Okay.
And listen, the show's not bad. Like, so like I'm not a reality show kind of guy anyway, but it does feel a lot more real than most reality shows, and there's a lot more like it's
I heard
not
there's
like
a lot of backstage AEW type
a
stuff.
lot. Like it's not like Ms. and Mrs. It's not like the Bellas. It's not like Total Divas. It's its own thing. It is unique. If you're on the fence about it, I recommend just giving it like watch one full episode because I'm into it. Like I'm watching the show. I'm learning more about guys that I don't really know much about, so that's cool. And some of the stuff's funny.
All right, I might give it a chance. Like last week, I played video games. This week, I played video games. But I guess I'll give it a chance.
Give it a whirl. Give it a whirl. But that's going to bring us to the last segment. That means Rampage is going to be tonight, guys. Rampage is tonight. And we did get an awesome rundown for the cards, so we're going to do our predictions here. Now, if there's just two of us, it'll be really easy to determine who is the winner and who is the loser. So let's just run it down the same way as the commentators did.
This is going on the line right here.
Yeah, the AEW title. For the AEW, I love it. The AEW predictions title. We'll call it that from now on, and we'll just trade it back and forth every week if we have to. Let's do it. So we're going to do match number 1 here is going to be CM Punk versus Daniel Garcia. Obviously, it's not going to be match number 1 on the card, but that's the first one they advertised. I'm picking Punk, obviously. Wex, who are you picking on Daniel Garcia versus CM Punk?
I'm going to go CM Punk. I don't think he's going to lose his third match on a Rampage.
Got to.
Probably going to be a big pay-per-view, and he finally loses, and it's going to be a big deal. So Daniel Garcia is not going to win, but I guarantee you.
He is going to sleep, though.
This is going to be a fantastic match, dude. Daniel Garcia is having, like, a hell of a year right now. He is.
Oh, yeah, dude. He's killing it. He's killing it. And good for him, dude. The guy's is coming up soon. And, I mean, again, AEW is doing this is the thing that people don't talk about, man. Like, AEW is doing a great job of keeping, like, these, the older stars that are, I mean, massive. Adam Cole, CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, even Kenny Omega been around. These guys, Bucks, they've been around for a long, long time. But they're doing a really good job of bringing up young stars. I mean, really good job.
Pillars that they talked about, which is MJF, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and Ricky Starks, the 4 pillars of AEW. And hey, I can't agree more with that.
I love
team right there of the 4 pillars, which would be a sick faction if they ever made a faction out of that.
Ooh, I do agree. You could
fuck some people up. Or no, Jungle Boy was the other one, not Ricky Starks.
Ricky Starks, well, they've called him one of the pillars of the future, or one of the.
Well, no, it was MJF, Jungle Boy, Darby Allin, and did I say? Was that all 4 of them? I don't remember. God damn it.
MJF. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Either way, so the next advertised match on the card here is going to be Sky Blue versus Jade Cargill. Which one?
Cargill.
Yeah, gotta be Jade, right? I mean, there's no way you're putting over Sky Blue in that, especially. I mean, I think the first TBS champion is going to be Jade, right? I mean, I think that's almost a foregone.
I think that would be the right choice. I mean, it's the obvious choice.
Now, to me, so this next match on the card is the only one that could go either way, to me, honestly. And it's Ricky Starks versus Brian Cage. So who are you going to pick? Ricky Starks versus Brian Cage in a Philly street fight, by the way.
I'm going to go with the Machine.
You're going the Machine? Okay, I'm going Starks.
Okay.
So this will be the deciding factor here. Because the last one here is pretty much a no-brainer. It's the Lucha Brothers versus the Acclaimed. I mean, I like the Acclaimed. I think they're up and coming for sure, but there's no way the Lucha Brothers are losing at this point, right?
Nah, they ain't losing the titles. Lucha Bros 100%.
Lucha's 100%. Okay, so cool. So guys, Ricky Starks versus Brian Cage is going to determine this week's AEW Predictions Championship between me and your boy Wex breaking the law.
First ever.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm super pumped about it. It's gonna be great. A little bit of fantasy booking here to go back to the Arn and Cody thing. I have been thinking about this since I saw that promo. I really think that, they go heel with Cody, but Cody just goes back to the Elite with the black hair, right? And Cody is the catalyst for everything breaking everybody up. Cody is the reason why the Super Click becomes a Super Click and Omega and the Good Brothers go off. You know what I mean? Like, he's the one that kind of infiltrates it and ruins everything. I think it's great that way because he's a heel anyway. And
that's kind of what he did with the Bullet Club already. So
yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I don't know. I think that's got legs. I think Cole and Cody could do Adam Cole and Cody Rhodes could do some really good stuff together. I think that'd be pretty fun to see. Any other fantasy booking ideas that you got rolling around in that noggin?
When it comes to AEW right now, I would after CM Punk finishes with Daniel Garcia, the first person that I would love to see beat him would be this guy right here. CM Punk getting beat up down by the Pinnacle and stuff. And
yeah, oh yeah,
I think that would be some good shit right there. And then he could have maybe even Danielson come help him out or something. You know,
yeah.
I could see MJF being the first person to beat CM Punk.
Yeah, I could too. I think he should. I think okay. Whether it's CM Punk or Bryan Danielson, those are inarguably the two big stars that they have, right?
Yeah.
So I think that the first loss from either one of them, one of them should be MJF for sure. I think that
the other one should be either Darby or Jungle Boy.
Yeah, or Starks.
One of those.
Yeah, but yeah, I agree.
There's lots of good people. AEW has a pretty solid fucking roster.
But I do think MJF should be one of them.
That's why it's so good because, like, I've heard many, like, everybody doesn't have to be on TV every week.
Right. No, I totally agree. They're doing a great job. And hopefully we're doing a great job here. It's a two-man booth again. You know, originally it was me and the Cage of Cast, and we did a two-man booth for a very long time. I had a good time with it. The Holy Trinity had a really fun run. Now we are back to Mr. Wex breaking the Lawson and Mr. Knowitall just running the show as a duo. We could have a third in from time to time, maybe for some bigger shows, maybe for like a Royal Rumble or maybe for like a big AEW pay-per-view. We can have on a third here. But yeah, let's run out what we got for next week. We're covering GCW for the first time. This weekend we have GCW Fight Club 2021. I'm pretty hyped to see that. That's going to be going up against WWF No Mercy from 2001. It's a banger of a show from the Attitude Era. I'm excited to be going up against a company that we all like, but haven't really covered much. Are you pretty stoked to be covering our first GCW show, X?
Yeah, dude, definitely. I've been watching a lot of GCW over the past couple of years, so it's going to be pretty fun to cover a show, and crazy shit always happens at GCW shows. I know we got Matt Cardona on his possible last GCW match ever. We're going to have Joey Janela on the card. Pretty sure Minoru Suzuki's on the card. There's a lot of good shit to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. It's going to be a fun time for sure. Excited to dive into just another company and give them some more shine here on the show. And I know we brought up MLW before, and I know we did have plans to do the NWO review, but again, the KG Cast is not going to be able to make it because he is now, I think they're 3-0, maybe even 4-0, a Pee Wee football team that he is coaching. So the KG Cast has
KG Cast.
He's coaching Little Tykes on Thursday nights for their big games on Saturdays. So shout out to the KG Cast, and if Kayfabe Comparisons could sponsor the team next year, you let me know, and we'll see if we can get some Kayfabe Comparison jerseys out there. Yeah, but you know what? Instead of doing that, we are bringing back the Indie Spotlight. And for the first time ever on the show, it's a repeat guest. The absolute rookie darling of MLW, the newest superstar that is going to be pushed, and the guy that actually predicted where he was going to end up on this show, Mr. Alex Kane, the Suplex Assassin, is going to be back with us. I am super, super hyped for that one, Lex.
Dude, me too. Alex Kane is the fucking shit right now. He's always been the shit. But
always.
Now
he's on
everybody's
fire,
starting, on a bigger national level to realize he's the shit. So I'm definitely glad to have him back on the show. I've been supporting him, bought some Alex Kane t-shirts,
Same. I also have an Alex Kane t-shirt. I am pretty hype about it. Yeah, dude. So we had some more shows booked, but we're going to change some stuff around now to make it work for a two-man booth a little bit better. Yeah, Alex Kane, and then we got GCW in the next 2 weeks. Wex, the future is looking bright for Kayfabe Comparisons, baby. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Got a lot of new shit in the works.
Yeah, baby.
Maybe some more YouTube content, some other extra little videos, not even from the podcast, just some other little fun bullshit added here and there. And, got some good shit working in. I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be good stuff. I'm super excited for the future. You can always find the show at KayfabeCom on all the socials, except for at KayfabeCom Pod. And we're actually probably the most active on TikTok these days. So be sure if you're on TikTok, which everybody is, follow us at KayfabeCom Pod. Wex is just throwing videos out left and right. I'm going to have to start keeping up with him. I've been lax on Match of the Week. I was out in Furnace Fest for like a hardcore festival last weekend. And I've got just a bunch of stuff going on in the real estate world, but I'm gonna hop back on the TikToks here pretty soon, and yeah, you can always find me at Daniel Daybreak. And Wex, where can people find you, bro?
You can find me at Wex breakin the Lawson on pretty much everything. Even on Twitter, I'm pretty sure if you type that in, you can find me, even though like the handle doesn't say it. And on YouTube, I have that too, but even though I'm probably going to be more active on the Kayfabe Comparisons YouTube, more that shit goes on. But, everything's looking good out here. You can find me on all your classic shit for the skateboard, Wex breakin the Lawson. Holler at your boy.
Holler at your boys. We will see you guys out next week with GCW and No Mercy from 2001. We're out.